blame on Cal.
I'll take the blame. We were pre-show chattering for quite a while.
Just because we were talking real estate doesn't mean it was my fault.
We'll have to start a separate real estate podcast at some point.
Separate. Pre-game real estate puck. So I just, well, now they just said happy last AMA of the year. I just totally forgot that is the case. It is December 30th, the year, which I don't even know how 2025 is over already. This sucks. I'm getting old. It needs to slow down. I'm good. As long as I'm not 50, I'm not old. And now I'm going to be 2 years away. It's not cool.
Dude, I had my birthday last week. I'm feeling very old. I know you're going to hate me for my age.
That's right, man. You're in your late 20s now. You're going to be 30 before you know it. Scary times.
I'm almost 30 and it feels like, fuck. Feels like I'm running out of time.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
yeah. God. Well, you're doing pretty all right for 28. I'm thinking about when I was 28, what was I doing? Actually, that's when I actually took my first, well, not really my first, my second big swing. That was right when I left my corporate job that I had moved down to Florida for. I left that and went full-time as a day trader, and was broke like a year and a half later. Because you have to learn how to not lose money first when it comes to day trading. First step. Yeah. So I did that. So eventually I learned how to make money, but I never learned how to make big money. Although the market now, I think I would have had much better results because, last 5 years, all you do is just blindly buy the dip. And you're right, because the market never has somehow a second leg down in 5 years. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. I was talking to my veteran stock trading buddy about it. And, he was like, yeah, it's scary actually, because at some point the tide's going to turn. He's like, and a lot of people are going to get wrecked. He's like, cause we've been spoiled for like 5 years now. But
yeah, I mean, I posted a tweet actually, and I said, cause there's been just a lot of like market manipulation talks. And I posted a tweet that what I've kind of learned, and maybe it's just the market environment, or maybe things will stay like this. But I think historically, this might be a fun thing to throw into like ChatGPT or something to do a little research paper on. But historically, like for the last probably 100 years, if you, as a retail investor, just dollar cost averaged and found like a few things that well and believe in, for me, that would have been like, Tesla, Bitcoin, Amazon, was like a handful of things, Apple. And if I would have just dollar cost averaged those things and did nothing else and just held on to them and just kept going, focused on, the day job, so to speak, in terms of how you make money, and then take whatever extra money you have and just dollar cost average, you would perform stupendously well. I mean, and you would have done very well even if you just bought the market. So even if you just dollar cost averaged directly into the market, you would have done marvelously from all of that. And that is like the way to win, in my opinion, as a retail investor. There's no better way to win than just dollar cost average, high conviction assets and do it for a long period of time.
And especially the last 5 years. And it doesn't even matter. Like, pick your asset. You were right. It doesn't matter. Gold, silver, real estate, stocks, crypto. Like, if you did Bitcoin, you crushed it. If you did real estate, you crushed it. If you did gold, you crushed it. Like, and that makes sense because in 2020, the government printed, a third of all dollars ever created. So what does that do? Makes number go up. I was too busy being a fundamentalist hater, like saying like, you guys are idiots. You're going to cause inflation. This isn't going to be good for people, which, for people that don't own assets, it wasn't good for them. Like, their costs increased, their income barely moved. People that were living the paycheck to paycheck are struggling more than ever. But if you owned assets, like, your wealth, your net worth just went up and up and up. So yeah, same thing. I wish I would have just put on an auto buy on Bitcoin and an auto buy on some tech stocks and then didn't look. But it is what it is. I mean, thankfully I own crypto and real estate anyway, so I did, benefit from it. But yeah, not nearly to the extent that was available. So
Yeah, I mean, it's if you
I
if you did that, you did really well. And I mean, that's how I've done. Just personal experience. Pretty much 90% of my investment gains have come from doing that. Like I did it with Bitcoin, I did it with Ethereum, I did it with Tesla. I still do it with Tesla.
nice.
I still have this, weekly buy on Tesla that I've just never turned off.
It's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, and it's just, obviously at this price point, every single buy has been profitable, but there were definitely ups and downs of that. And I just never looked. I just said, here's my auto buy. It's for a specific amount, and I just left it like that. And it's, I think, overall up like 150%,
Well,
something
that's
like
why
that.
there's mantras. That's why those mantras exist. Like it's not timing the market, it's time in the market,
Yeah,
which I'm the guiltiest of because I'm always trying to time the market because I think like, oh, I can read charts and I can do this and do that. And so that's why I've never dollar cost with Bitcoin. I was just trying to buy myself on big dips and whatnot. And it's like, if I probably look at it, probably ends up, even if I'm right, it probably averages out to being the same price overall had I just dollar cost averaged.
yeah,
Except for I wouldn't have missed opportunities because there's been plenty of times where like I was traveling or I wasn't looking or whatever it was. And, I missed that opportunity because I'm not using limit orders because it's like, I'm not doing it on like Coinbase and stuff. I'm doing it on DeFi sites.
right.
I want to give some shout outs because it's the end of the year and there's some familiar names and some people that aren't as active as they used to be, but they're still around. So Nifty said hello, said Happy New Year. It's like, I may not be as active, but I'm watching. I like it.
He's building a business. I don't
Yes.
know if you've seen his Amazon store
Oh
has
yeah, no.
taken off.
We talked about Amazon for a while because I finally officially, well, actually I have to check that they closed it. I finally completely officially closed my Amazon store, but
Oh,
at one
wow.
point I was talking to him about it and seeing if there was anything we could potentially do. But yeah, I know he's been working on that and building that out, which I mean, you can make money if you're willing to, do the hustle and put in the time and treat it like a business, there's money to be made. So I'm glad to hear that it's growing.
Yeah, looks like he's killing it.
Nice, nice. I guess Anderson Ho had to go because it says, damn, gonna miss another live AMA.
I think he said it was dinner time.
You were around for the waiting room. You're welcome.
Yeah, the silent waiting room.
We need Cal's got to figure out a way to set up some like waiting room music.
Yeah.
We'll set it up for like we'll put on like the yacht rock station. You're welcome. That's all right.
Or we just gotta start recording our pre-show chat, but then be able to bleep stuff out.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we did talk about Rune, so that would have been good.
Yeah,
for
we did.
Regular show, but
Yeah,
at the same time, like, I look at the AMA as a official / unofficial podcast.
yeah, it is. And it's important. Like I know sometimes, especially like Taskmaster gives us shit for talking about non-Leo things. We got to remember this is like the one podcast a week where we talk about everything. So getting non-Leo clips actually helps Leo because then we clip them and then post them on YouTube. And when we talk about things like Rune or Zcash or something, we get a lot more viewership than when we talk about Leo because
There you go.
most people don't like the Leo talk or at least they don't care about it because they're
if they're not
interested.
Yeah, if they're not in the Leo ecosystem yet, right? So it's like,
Right.
You got to bring them in. Got to give the people.
Well, it's good to have both. Yeah, exactly. You know what I started the other day was, but I got like 20 minutes in. I gotta circle back because I always just start things and then I run out of time. But I started watching Stepbrothers for the first time.
Oh God!
I was like 20 minutes in and I was like shit, and then I stopped watching. But I'm gonna finish it this week. That's my goal.
I know that's the classic. A lot of people love quoting it. I surprisingly, I hated that movie. I don't know why. I just did not. It wasn't. I guess I'm more of a old school like Happy Gilmore movie fan. Like Stepbrothers,
You love
just
Happy Gilmore.
even when it comes to, I do. I actually watched it the other day for the first time in years. I did.
Seen the new one
What's
yet, or
funny
no?
though is that I love Talladega Nights though, which is with the same two actors,
Guys, yeah.
and just as dumb. But that one I liked, and I quote. But yeah, Stepbrothers, it was dumb and annoying to me for some reason. So
If you're not first, you're last.
yeah, you're not first, you're last. Shake and bake. I actually saw a question that just goes to show you how little I'm actually paying attention day to day. Because I'm like, wait, is that a thing? Where'd the question go? Ba, 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 ba,
I think I know which one you're going to ask.
Do you? I bet you don't. Maybe you do. Where the hell did it go?
Is it about LeoKit?
Hold on. What's up? It's not about LeoKit.
Oh, okay.
No, I know we're going to talk about that. So, Ben Haas, I disagree. All of Ferrell's movies are not great. Blade to Glory was awesome. Talladega Nights was awesome. I don't know why. Like Anchorman, that's why Stepbrothers is like Anchorman. I hated Anchorman too. I don't know why. I know everyone loves him, but he annoys me in those. But I'll watch the other two all day long. Hell, I'll even watch Elf.
I saw that for the
Here we
first
go.
time.
I found the question, and ironically, it was from Ben Haas. He said, "What's the state of the staking contract, of the Leo staking contract?" I don't like. I'm assuming what we're talking about sLEO.
Yeah, sLEO. Most people just ask when rewards will turn back on. So rewards are still pooling up, and we're still letting people migrate. So
Okay,
I want to see more people active on X too, and promoting, because as many times as I see someone complain about it, I'd like to see 3 more comments than that where you promote LeoDex.
So wait, hold on a second though. We can't claim, but we're still earning.
You can't claim, but you're still earning because the rewards are still pooling in the They're basically still pooling in the contract. The claims aren't enabled yet.
Yep, I remember that. I remember when that happened, and that's fine as long as I'm still earning. Because otherwise, I just would have left my Leo staked on in Leo and been earning. So
it's all, well, you have to remember, so the flow is someone swaps on LeoDex, and there's some amount of swap fee that's earned. That swap fee gets sent to the sLEO contract, and it sits there until the users claim it. So it is basically just a rewards pool, the same way any rewards pool works. For example, like on InLeo, you've got the Leo rewards pool, you've got the Hive rewards pool, and that has some allocation every single day. And when you're active on the platform, you get to earn some part of that rewards pool. sLEO is exactly the same, which is, there's a rewards pool, but this rewards pool is more dynamic because it's not like a fixed inflation amount. It comes directly from how many people swap on LeoDex. So that's why I always say, as many times I see someone complain about when the rewards will start, I'm like, how many times have you actually posted on X to try to promote LeoDex, because you have a direct impact on your rewards. So it is like a cat and mouse game, but
I personally
don't
can
really
answer
see
that
anybody
question.
doing it. You said what?
I said I can answer that question. It's the same amount of times as I've posted on X about anything, period, and that would be 0, because I don't even really use X. In fact, the only time I used X really was on the AMAs. Hell, I think I lurk on X maybe once a week, if that, like just for a quick glance. And I have oftentimes reshared posts, whatever they're called now, tweets from LeoDex or from like Task. But yeah, I'll have to jump on and do some resharing. In fact, where to go? I went on X right now. I see LeoDex shared something. If you buy Bitcoin and it goes to, you can sell it and buy it back 6 seconds later. You sell the same Bitcoin, but you can realize a capital loss. There you go. That is true. Someone commented on the LeoDex post talking about essentially tax harvesting. You know what? Crap. I wonder if I should make any moves. I didn't think about that. I could sell some Bitcoin right now at a loss and then immediately buy it back.
Good. I strike this from the recording.
Right? not tax advice. But yeah, because I mean, crypto's considered like the same as like real estate, where like you don't have the wash sale. At least last I saw. I don't know if anything's changed in the last year or two, but obviously now you're also establishing your
Basis.
basis. So now when it goes up, you're going to have a bigger gain. So you're basically just trading. You're really just trading, when you're booking the gain, so to speak, right? Like you're like, because now you're gonna have a bigger gain to deal with down the road, right? For quote unquote taking a loss now.
Yeah, I guess you're just kind of pushing them for later, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're really just allocating. I mean, it's no different. It's really no different than many other tax strategies, right? People take certain, like for instance, with real estate, right? There's a lot of syndicators that are, aggressive in December in terms of like last chance for tax harvesting, because like they have a big apartment deal they're doing that they're going to do a cost segregation on, right? Where you can do bonus depreciation, meaning like someone, invests in that deal and they're going to get basically 5 years of depreciation right then and there, therefore giving them a loss to show this year, right? And then they deal with the gains in the years later. And someone will do that if they have a big tax bill. Maybe they're looking at this year, right? And they want to offset that. So it's all legal. It's all in the tax code.
Yeah.
But anyway, not financial advice, not tax advice. Talk to your CPA. Moving on. It's funny when I look at my X feed, it's literally all like LeoDex and Taskmaster, and because I only follow
it's whatever it's whatever you interact with, and the algorithm on X has changed pretty significantly. So it's like if you interact with an account, now your whole feed is that account. It's actually a little bit, I don't know if I don't love it. It can be hard to find stuff that's like outside of it definitely encourages echo chambers. So I do feel like the feed could use a lot of work, and Elon actually stole our idea for. I still maintain that he must have some kind of spy that uses inLEO, but Rafiki is, and we can use this opportunity, I guess, to transition to Leo developments. But Rafiki is one of the features that we're working on right now. He'll be controlling the For You feed, and I've talked about this a few times, but Rafiki reads every single thread that's posted on inLEO. So he's going to create in this new feature, a database for each user. This is going to be a premium only feature. A lot of the reasons is because it costs a lot of AI credits in order to do this. But Rafiki will read every single incoming thread from the inLEO platform, and then evaluate basically if that, which of the premium users should see that thread based on your activity, who you interact with, who you comment on, who you upvote, what you post about. So Rafiki will essentially, categorize all the threads for every single premium user. So just assume there's, like 100 premium users. Rafiki will, every single thread that comes in, say, which of the 100 users should see this thread, and then categorize it accordingly. So that's going to be a premium only feature. And it's going to make the For You feed on inLEO like extremely good. So pretty amazing. Like I've already kind of played around with some of this stuff, but it's going to be a dramatic improvement on inLEO, where I think most people will switch from using the latest feed to using the For You feed when this takes place. So I would say 99% of users are on the latest feed as their primary feed, because the For You feed doesn't. It does a decent job, but it's more like a trending feed. It shows you when a lot of people have interacted with something, or like people in your network, because it includes your following. So it's kind of like the current For You feed is kind of like an aggregation of the latest trending and following feed all into one. And it tries to show you the best stuff that it can. And it's better than most platforms, I would say. But with Rafiki powered For You, it's going to be a 10x improvement. I mean, it's going to be like you'll go to it and you'll just immediately see all the things that you want to see. Any thread in the last like 24 hours that's like relevant to you, you'll just immediately see those. So I think it'll be pretty amazing. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that feature in terms of Rafiki. And while I'm on the topic, Rafiki's next update is going to include all the training data for premium users. So you'll be able to, if you're a premium on InLeo, you'll be able to ask Rafiki about your specific account. So, you know, any threads or blog posts that you've ever posted, Rafiki will be trained on those. You'll probably see, or you've, you know, if you've been using Rafiki, you've already seen that every single day Rafiki gets a lot better. So right now he is literally trained on like my blog posts and threads, the main at Leo Finance blog posts and threads, and then the Leo Strategy blog posts and threads. So there's only 3 accounts in the trading data, and then that's obviously alongside the general trading data, and then he has search functionalities. So, you know, it's pretty crazy that he is as good as he is with only 3 accounts being the training data. Because now once premiums get added, that's about 100 more accounts that will get added to his training data, all in real time, and he's going to be significantly smarter and more capable to answer any question, especially like deep questions about like Leo and Hive and things like that. It's pretty insane. So I think it's going to be a massive leap.
Nice.
Ben Haas said, when one is joining premium, how long will it take Rafiki to be trained? It should be just a few hours or less once someone joins premium. So yeah, Rafiki will pick up all their data pretty quickly.
I'm gonna have to agree with Dagger on this one. The only thing I don't like about the For You feed is it doesn't give a timestamp for when the threads are in it that were posted. You could be looking at things that are days old and not know. I also agree with that. I don't like that there's no timestamp.
Yeah, we actually removed that on purpose.
I remember we talked about this before.
Yeah, because it's meant to be different than the latest. It's meant to be, you're not looking at things based on time relevance. You're looking at things based on just content relevance.
I get that.
You know,
there's times where it's confusing though, because like you'll see like a post of like, let's say, whether it's like a Threadcast event or whether it's someone posting about like whatever event, you know, online thing that's going to be in a specific time or day, like, you know, unless the details are in that thread or post, then you're just like, when was this posted? Is this going on now? When is like, so, or like if it's so, it's just like, oh, Threadcast kicking off. It's like, all right, awesome. When?
Yeah.
And then you'll see like it's 3 days old. So, I mean, obviously
Right.
people should put those details in the thread as well. But yeah,
I mean, we could definitely add timestamps back. I think it'll be more relevant to have timestamps with the Rafiki implementation of the For You feed. But what we were trying to do was unlearn people's, you know, because Hive has this thing where if it's like, you know, it started with the 7-day window. Like if it's not in the 7-day window, you don't care about it.
Yeah, people won't interact with it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that.
And now on Threads, it feels like if it's not in the last like 2 hours, it's like irrelevant, you know? So,
yeah.
So that's what we were trying to kind of unlearn people on. But I do think we'll just add timestamps back to the For You, because the For You feed in general is just going to be so good it shouldn't matter. So. Oh, I think your connection might be in and out a little bit. I can't tell if it's me or you.
Okay, so what's not connected like the on
Well,
like
now
live?
it's better. I just think the internet maybe got a little slow. I don't know whose end it was, but now it seems fine.
No doubt.
I was able to hear you. You were just robotic, so I don't really know what you said.
Oh, it was probably me then. Yeah, and the little message went away. It was probably me, which is hilarious too, because I just upgraded my like internet bandwidth or whatever I get, and I swear it's been the same, if not slightly worse. So I'm gonna have to call them up and waste my time complaining. So unless it's my equipment, I mean, now that I think about it, my modem is at this point, I mean, at least 12 years old. So I don't know if it's maybe maxed out or something in terms of
it's time for a new modem.
What it can produce. It probably is, honestly, and it's probably and a new router. Like both my modem and router are probably like 12 to 15 years old. So I'm gonna have to spend a few minutes testing that to see if maybe that's what's limiting me.
Yeah, I would go for a new router. I think it's time.
Deal with that.
I think it's time.
Things
Depending
to
on your company,
research.
they may just send you one.
Things to research and do. I know. Yeah. I probably at this point, router / modem is probably just one thing now instead of having two separate.
Yeah, they are just one.
Yeah, I have two separate devices. It's funny.
Cat is far behind.
Cat has not upgraded in a while. Cat basically moved into his place and took existing equipment and never upgraded. I got to upgrade my laptop too. I planned on getting one a year ago and still rolling with the same one. So,
yeah.
That's always a fun transition because it's like all the crypto stuff, right? Like wallets.
Yep, back everything up. Keep those seed phrases safe.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, or I guess we got one more question about Rafiki, and then let's move to LeoKit stuff. That's kind of the big thing going on right now. Tass said, what is the expected time frame on the rollout of Rafiki 2.0 in the For You feed? Are we looking in the next few weeks or by the end of first quarter? I'd say before the end of January, we will have Rafiki 2.0. So I'm pretty confident about that, possibly sooner. But that is, I think we'll have Rafiki 2.0 before the end of January. So that's basically in the next 4 weeks. So in the next 4 weeks, we should have Rafiki 2.0. And that will be, like I said, the big thing is the training data on all premium users. So it'll jump from right now we have 3. We have 3 accounts that are essentially trained for like live interaction on Rafiki. And then when the premium data is added, it'll be like 100. So yeah, that's going to be a huge leap forward, and it should be in the next couple of weeks. In terms of the For You feed, should happen shortly after or with Rafiki 2.0, the initial launch. So we're probably looking at between 4 and 6 weeks for the For You feed update. I would say roughly in that timeline. So we're pretty close on those things. You got to keep in mind this is like pretty massive in terms of like data throughput and just training in general. And then also it's a UI update and a backend update. So there's a lot that kind of goes into something like that, but it is going to be like a 0 to 1 moment in terms of how good Rafiki is at answering questions, especially like right now, none of you guys can ask Rafiki questions about your specific account. Like I can ask questions about my blog posts and threads and stuff because he's trained on them. But when 2.0 is live, you'll be able to say, what blog post did I write 3 years ago on December 30th? And he'll know. So there's going to be a lot of features that get unlocked. And then after that, I've talked about this a few times, but after that, probably one of the biggest things is going to be adding the Rafiki UI. So Rafiki is going to have his own chatting interface, and you'll need to be premium in order to access it. So if you're in Leo Premium, very similar like a ChatGPT like interface, you'll be able to go to this new website specifically for Rafiki, and you'll be able to use like as if it was ChatGPT, but it's Rafiki. And you'll log in with your InLeo account, and it'll ensure that you're premium. And then if you're premium, you'll get access to it. If you're not premium, we may do something where you can do like one question a day or something, or one question a week even, just to like if you wanted to ask a question or two. and see how it works before deciding if it's worth going premium. I think it'll be cool to have like live demos for other Hive users. So like one thing we might do is have some good sample conversations where maybe someone asks, look at my history of blog posts and help me come up with 3 more blog post ideas based on what I tend to write about. And examples like that I think will convince a lot more existing Hive users to sign up for InLeo Premium and get access to Rafiki. So Rafiki is like, my voice just cracked so bad. Rafiki is like this this one thing when we originally had the premium idea, Rafiki is like that leap forward that we always wanted in terms of like the use case for premium. So we're like right on the verge of getting to that place where I think premium becomes, this. I already think it's a no brainer, but with Rafiki, it becomes like if you're not premium, you're just costing yourself money. And premium is just that good. It's solves so many things. And I'm excited to see it kind of evolve. And you guys are now seeing it live, right? Like you're able to interact with Rafiki on Threads, and you're able to see, when we make updates and tweaks, how much better Rafiki becomes. And literally every day, just constantly improving. So that improvement is not going to stop. And like I said, with the 2.0, it's like a massive leap. So that's exciting. And then the standalone UI will be nice. The For You feed will be nice. So that's that's the next step for Rafiki. And then after that, we're going to add the Discord integration. So you'll be able to use Rafiki in the InLeo Discord or the Leo Discord. And then you'll also be able to get live help on Leo Dex. So there's going to be like a little chat icon in the bottom right. And just think of it like live support. And Rafiki will be able to give you live tech support. And then if he can't solve your answer, then he'll ping the team and then basically like formulate like a tech support ticket for you where the team can then get involved and you can get human support.
Nice. I'm pretty sure there's commands for all this stuff in regards to, oh my God, a lot of people just put up threads and now I lost it. Dagger had asked about Leo strategy and seeing how much Leo they have to purchase. I'm sorry, how much Hive they have to purchase Leo. And I guess says doesn't seem they've been buying as much lately. But isn't there like commands for like almost everything in regard to like Leo strategy?
Yeah, everything can be commanded on threads. And then you also can go to the lstr.alerts account. So like here, I'm pulling this up. They're up to 4,037,548 Leo. So I don't know. I find it funny. Like, I get like people are pretty impatient because it's crypto, but I mean, they've bought over 4 million Leo, right? So what is that?
Well, and that's obviously going to ebb and flow how much Hive that they're earning.
Well, that is 13.6% of the Leo supply.
Wow.
So in the last like few months, they've managed to pick up 13.5% of the entire Leo supply. But and they've posted about this. They don't only hold Hive. So yeah, like a lot of the pre-sales come in as Hive. But like, the newer pre-sales they do on Base and Hive at the same time in a 50-50 split. So for example, like the TNVDA, the tokenized NVIDIA pre-sale, they collected half of it as USDC and half of it as Hive. Then they also convert the Hive out to USDC, and I know that they sit on the USDC in order to buy more Leo. So I think when people try to estimate how much buying power they have, that actually can create too much front running. So I know that it's like purposefully obfuscated, where they're like keeping the USDC, in different wallets and different accounts, and then they're just buying every single day.
Yeah.
So, and there's another element to it, which is tracking power downs. So I know that they posted this a few weeks ago, but they actually will track power downs and try to, because keep in mind, Leo Strategy's goal is to buy as much Leo as possible. Simply like hammering the buy button and setting the price up is not a good strategy. If your goal is to buy as much Leo as possible, you're like the best strategy would actually be to let the Leo price fall and try to buy up the dips, right? And by essentially like holding buys and setting like bids on the order book, what they're doing is they're letting the market come to them. So they're saying like rather than us, running up the price of Leo to $1, which I think they could do pretty easily, by just hammering the buy button, they're instead like placing bids and being very strategic about what the market's doing and trying to purchase at the best possible price. So keep in mind every Leo that gets bought by Leo Strategy is locked permanently, so it never comes back to the market. So what I want to see personally is like I want to see them maximize the amount of Leo they get per dollar spent. So I think that they're actually doing a really good job of that, which is basically not running up the price and instead allowing the price to kind of basically trying to meet sellers, right? I think that's the best way of looking at it is like when they track a seller and they know that some Leo's about to get sold, they try to place good bids that can buy it at a cheap price so that they can have the best acquisition price possible. So that's really the key of Leo Strategy is how do you buy as much Leo as possible at the cheapest price possible, because that is the most accretive for LSTR holders. So at the end of the day, that's their entire mission is how much Leo can they acquire, and increase the Leo per share for LSTR.
Dagger's got all sorts of the questions today. He said his premium's expiring in a few days. Is there a way for me to update without it expiring first? I think his 1 year subscription is ending in a few days and he wants to re-up now instead of waiting for it to expire.
Yeah, we haven't added that yet. So probably sometime.
Set an alarm, Dagger. Set an alarm.
Yeah, set an alarm. It's because, when you're on the blockchain, things are a little bit more difficult. So, it is, you can't just have like automatic recurring payments that charge your credit card, right? So that's where things get a little bit more complex. But I do have some ideas on that front. So those are some things that I've kind of just put later in the roadmap. But we will get there.
No doubt.
I also recommend going for the yearly premium. I mean, if you're gonna like, if you're gonna be premium consistently, the yearly premium is like what is it, like 16 or 18% cheaper? I think it's 16% cheaper.
Well, no, but he's talking about even that when you go to re-up your year. You got to make sure you do it. Forget about it. A year passes by before you know it. All of a sudden, you look up like, wait, how am I not premium anymore? So right now, it's called open your phone, go to calendar, put in a note that says re-up premium. I leverage my calendar. I'm so old school. I have like all my like Bitcoin yield pools. Like I have like once a month I harvest. It's like harvest pool 2, harvest pool, and it's like pops up my phone. Otherwise, I'll forget. And that's only a month, and that's something that's monthly. All right, so you have LeoKit to talk about because it's 21. So
all right, yeah, let's talk about LeoKit and then jump out of here. So I shared, let me just grab it again, but I shared a thread with some screenshots of the LeoKit landing page. It's kind of exciting because the Leo ecosystem has not had a landing page pretty much since the beginning. Because I feel like things evolved so quickly. I didn't want to put up a landing page that is becomes quickly irrelevant. But with LeoKit, actually having a landing page is very important because LeoKit is B2B. So the quick rundown of what LeoKit is it's a cross-chain swap API. So effectively, it lets any application out there, so any app, wallet, or interface can instantly add cross-chain swaps. And this is, right now there's really only one on the market that actually has like, a degree of adoption, and it's called SwapKit. And there are some major pain points to SwapKit, and I spent a lot of time talking to people who used to work on SwapKit, who have integrated SwapKit, who wanted to integrate SwapKit but didn't. And there were a lot of pain points that weren't being addressed. So what we did when we decided to build LeoKit is we wanted to build something that is completely different. So we wanted to really change the way the market can integrate cross-chain swaps. And my goal with this is I believe in a cross-chain future. I believe that, when you want to swap crypto or transfer crypto, it needs to be seamless. You need to be able to go from chain to chain and asset to asset with very little friction. And if you go to the core of what Leo's mission is, Leo's entire mission is to democratize financial knowledge and access. So InLeo is the knowledge part, right? Like we're all on InLeo and we talk about finance, and it's democratizing the knowledge part of things. And I think LeoKit and LeoDex will democratize the finance, the access part of finance. So in order to democratize that, every application, every interface, every wallet needs to have cross-chain swaps. And they need to have it seamlessly with low fees and low friction in a way that's extremely easy to integrate. So that's exactly what LeoKit achieves. And you can click on the screenshots I shared in the Threadcast if you want to follow along. But we're about to drop the landing page for LeoKit in addition to the dashboard. So on December 26th, I said we've got the biggest app we've ever launched. And that app is LeoKit. So, what LeoKit achieves is making cross-chain swaps ubiquitous. And the landing page really describes all of this, but I'm just going to kind of scroll through and talk about it a little bit, and then probably next AMA we'll do like a live walkthrough of everything. But the landing page will go live this week. The dashboard is already live for the integrators. And like I said, LeoKit is a B2B product, so it's very much intended for apps, interfaces, and wallets. That's why for you guys, for the average user, it's not super relevant. That's what LeoDex is for. So when you want to trade cross-chain, you'll go to LeoDex. When an app, interface, or wallet wants to add cross-chain for their users, they'll go to LeoKit. And LeoDex actually just runs on LeoKit. So when you look at, and this is kind of that screenshot I shared of the landing page, when you look at, it says like see LeoKit quotes in action. It's actually pulling that, those quotes. It's showing LeoDex. So then the user can essentially, if someone's reading that and they're actually a user, not an app or interface or wallet, they'll actually be able to click and go to LeoDex and do a swap if they just want to do a swap. If you're an integrator, you keep scrolling and then you learn more about how LeoKit works. So, there's a section that says, why LeoKit, and it says built for developers. So obviously LeoKit is targeting developers, of crypto who want to add cross-chain swaps. So it shows how easy it is to integrate LeoKit. It's literally like a 3-step process to add swaps to any app, interface, or wallet. And it's a super simple API as opposed to things that are currently in the market, which are like SDKs, which require pretty significant development if you want to add them to any application. So LeoKit solves all of that by being just a really simple API that someone can add. So I've actually been wanting to do this little experiment where I use a vibe coding website tool. So something like Replit or V0, for example. And I want to like vibe code an entire swap UI and do like a timer and see how long it takes me to build an entire DEX interface while using LeoKit to do the swaps. Because it is literally that easy that like, you guys listening right now, if you want to launch a cross-chain trading app, you'll be able to just, literally just go to LeoKit, generate an API key, and then literally integrate it, 0 to 1, super easy. I think you could probably do it in a few hours or less and launch your own cross-chain DEX. And then it's all powered by LeoKit on the back end. So all this stuff is talked about, on this page. And then it obviously has like a form if people want to contact us and get involved and add it to their app. So we've got a couple apps that are working on integrating and doing some tests. So early in 2026, in January, we're going to see the first few apps go live with LeoKit integrated. And I think this is going to be really exciting for our ecosystem. In my opinion, it's going to be the number one driver of net economic inflows to the Leo token. So LeoKit is kind of like this invisible layer that operates in the background for all these different applications, and allows them to all have cross-chain swaps. So it's pretty it's a pretty dramatic it's when I say it's the biggest thing we've ever built, it is literally the biggest thing we've ever built, right? Like it is many of the other similar things that are out there in the market are doing north of $100 million a month in swap volume. So LeoKit takes 10 basis points on every swap, and then the integrators on their dashboard, they can set whatever fee on top of that they want to charge their users. So let's say let's say an integrator like Trust Wallet wants to integrate. Right now they're using SwapKit, but I think many of them are gonna want to switch when they see how much better LeoKit is. But basically what they have is a 10 basis point fee is charged by LeoKit, and then on top of that they can add let's say like 40 basis points that they want to charge their users. So the total fee for the user is 50 basis points on the cross-chain swap, and 10 goes to LeoKit, and then 40 goes to Trust Wallet. So they can set literally any fee they want. They could charge, they could charge 2% if they want. They can literally just charge whatever they want. So, and it's instantly configurable in the dashboard. So if they charge something and they want to change it, they can change it. If they want to like do a Christmas special where they charge 0 fees, they can change it to 0 fees. Obviously, the 10 basis point fee for LeoKit still remains, but they could charge 0 interface fees. And again, like if LeoKit is able to get into this market and take market share and become the number one integration method for cross-chain swaps, which I think it has the capability of doing, we're going to see north of $100 million a month get swapped through LeoKit. So I'm extremely excited. I think this is going to be massive. So if you want to build something related to cross-chain swaps, or if you know someone that is, feel free to send them towards LeoKit and get involved. We're talking with some really big integrators right now. Some of them are already doing millions of dollars a month through other kits, but they want a better solution. They want something different. So they want something that has like 24/7 support. They want something with lower fees. They want something that's more modular. They want something that's easier to integrate. They want something with more DEXs added. So LeoKit has 107 DEXs already integrated, and we're always adding more. So it is like, I think it actually has the most asset support out of any of the kits, and it literally just went live. So we've got a long road ahead, but we've already made some very significant strides, in my opinion, when it comes to being in this marketplace. So yeah, look out for the landing page. I think by Friday the landing page will be live. So sometime by Friday you'll be able to go to the landing page. I'll share it everywhere, but you'll be able to go to the LeoKit landing page and see how everything works and how it's all broken down. And again, just keep in mind it is developer focused. So you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, wow, how does this apply to the average user? It's not made to be targeting the average user. That's what LeoDex is, right? So like LeoDex is for retail, LeoKit is for businesses. So it is like a whole new product category for us. We've never actually built any SaaS products. So LeoKit is the first one. And if you actually go back a couple years, I think it must have been like 4 or 5 years ago at this point, I talked about how many of the things that Leo builds could be great B2B SaaS products, because we build so many things for the Leo ecosystem that other businesses and apps and ecosystems want to integrate, but we've never actually like packaged something up and sold it. So LeoKit is like the first time we've done that, and if it works well, we'll consider doing it with some of the other stuff we build. But look at it this way: like LeoDex's backend took us 6 months to get to where it is today, and it is one of the most robust backends in the marketplace, probably the best one out there. Like I said, we've got like 20,000 plus assets, crypto tokens that are supported. We've got the RWAs from LeoStrategy. We've got 107 different DEXs. We've got Thorchain, Maya, Near Intense, Chainflip, Relay, Rango, etc. And and we're only just getting started. I mean, we haven't been doing this for a year. So we've wrapped this up into a B2B SaaS product, and now we're kind of in this different mode of like, how do we sell this to businesses and integrators and apps and wallets? And yeah, this is it's really exciting time for us because that B2B side is one side. The other side is we've been building something, and I've been talking about it a little bit, but we're building a mobile wallet for LeoDex. So instead of just building a LeoDex trading mobile app, we're actually building a whole wallet. That wallet is going to be a multi-sig wallet, and it's powered by LeoKit. So that wallet actually needs LeoKit in order to be a thing. So right now our entire team, we're focused on LeoKit. Then we're going to roll that out. We're going to get integrators, and then we're going to roll out the mobile wallet app, which also is tapped into LeoKit. So all of these things are very cohesive. We're in like this great convergence of technology for everything related to Leo. So like even Rafiki will be connected to LeoKit, where you'll be able to chat with Rafiki and do a swap. So it's very exciting, and LeoKit runs the entire backend. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting, and like I said, it all drives towards the Leo token. So 100% of the LeoKit. So I mentioned there's a 10 basis point fee on every single swap from integrators. 100% of that 10 basis points goes directly to the sLEO staking contract and is claimable. So it goes as USDC, just like LeoDex swaps. And I think LeoKit in the first like 2 months of operation is going to far outpace what LeoDex is already doing. So pretty exciting times. Mitch, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I know we're kind of getting to the end here, but I wanted to cover it. So,
I mean, it's just another. So what I'm looking for, it's another tool, it's another avenue for not only Leo ecosystem growth, but potentially explosive growth. So I love it. And, at the end of the day, it's just like, I'm a hodler. I'm sitting on my Leo stack and just riding the wave until, while this thing grows and until it, grows even bigger. And I just like the fact that there's the opportunity, right? Constantly things are being developed, things are being implemented that are pro growing the Leo ecosystem. So as long as that's going on, I'm not going anywhere. So I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, Ali G. Cool. Yeah, I think it's I think it'll be a fascinating time to get, once we get a few integrators, it'll be like dominoes. So
yeah, 2026 is set up to be a really good year. So, and ideally the crypto market on a whole can behave and, can get some positivity. Obviously we're ending the year in a bit of a lull just on crypto in general. And that's not just, talking about prices, just the overall, vibe and environment is pretty just quiet right now. But there's a lot happening in just crypto in general for 2026 that, leans positive, especially just with, whether you want it or not, institutional money continuing to embrace crypto and come into crypto and use crypto and, creating even their own protocols for stable coins and things like that. All that at the end of the day means, more people touching crypto, which, I think is still a net positive in this stage, whether some of those things are kind of welcomed in the crypto community or not, from TradFi. I think, we're still in the early enough stages where it's all still a net positive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the adoption curve of crypto is still just getting started. Your average person still doesn't use crypto for much. Stablecoins, I've been getting more and more deeply involved with stablecoins and what's happening there. Obviously also because of everything with LeoDex and LeoKit, but stablecoins are starting to get mass adoption. I think in the next like 2 to 5 years, we're going to see some massive adoption in terms of stablecoins getting used for everyday things. Like buying things and especially like digital products, but then also in the physical world, which is obviously what Leo Merchants taps into, which we'll have to save for another episode, but that is also connected to LeoKit. So, you know, merchants will be able to use LeoKit to integrate, you know, stablecoin payments. But yeah, the adoption curve of crypto is still just at the very early stages. You know, many of us have been in this industry for a few years now, so it doesn't feel like it, but we are still very early to many of these things. So I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. So cool. Well, I hope everyone has a safe and happy new year, and we'll see you guys in 2026.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy New Year, Mitch. Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for coming. Appreciate all of you guys. And we are, you know, we've had an interesting 2025. It's been very, it's been like a lot of trials, you know, it's
Transitional 2025.
Very transitional. Yeah. Yeah. I would say that'd be a good word to describe.
100% the right word. But the beauty about that is, you know, it's hard to have growth during periods of transition, right? Which there still has been growth, but 2025, you know, from the outside looking in, it's just like it's been a very transitional period for Leo on a whole. And now that, you know, those transitions are pretty much, you know, kind of in the rear view, you know, even for, you know, several months now, it just, you know, like I said, creates that opportunity for real growth in 2026. And especially, you know, bringing on more and more features like LeoKit and so on. So, yeah. So hopefully we go from transition year to growth year.
Yeah. I think 2026 is the year of growth for us. You know, 2025 was the year of building all this stuff. And we've been like very hardcore building all of it, all of the technology, but now it's time to take it to the world and get some volume and growth in. So
nice.
Cool.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in 2026.
Yep. See you in 2026. Peace out.
Later.